Bills moving through the Minnesota House and Senate could grant medical amnesty to underage drinkers. The bills would allow underage drinkers to call 911 for themselves or someone else without the fear of being cited for underage drinking. Lacey Monteleone takes a closer look.
A possible bill that would grant medical amnesty to underage drinkers in case of an emergency has a lot of people buzzing.
What it would do is give them the opportunity to maybe avoid a minor consumption or a possession.
Although some universities have passed their own medical amnesty policies, states have been slower to act.
Unfortunately, it oftentimes takes a tragedy before the state will look at issues like this.
Carissa Rozier says that type of tragedy was one a friend of hers nearly experienced.
Ended up they were actually way out in like the middle of nowhere, and one of the girls decided to drink just a little too much.
Rozier says her friends made the right decision and called 911, but it did cost them.
They ended up all getting minors.
One recent study shows 14% of Minnesota college students say they would be unlikely to call 911 if someone passed out while drinking. A similar study at BSU reported similar results.
The problem is when everybody's drinking, nobody is thinking or making good choices.
The Minnesota Sheriff's Association does not support the current House version of the medical amnesty bill, but they have gotten on board with the Senate version.
It requires that they stay on scene with their friend until help arrives.
HODEP says when dealing with underage drinking situations, every case is different.
Typically, they're not going to be looking to file charges when there's a medical situation.
But students say there is still some hesitation to call for help.
There's been multiple times where it's been questionable at either parties I've been at or parties I've heard of.
Staff and students say that the bill could make making the right choice an even easier choice to make. Lacey Monteleone, Lakeland News.
Both bills have passed out of general committee hearings and are awaiting action on the House and Senate floors.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.